Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol RSII. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame, think does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then just makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Did this analysis yesterday, so that's where these green and red line annotations are coming from. And this chart is actually pretty tricky to talk about, and I say that because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there or you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 20 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you, the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, yeah, I get it. There's a deep pullback today. But from the big picture, the bulls do still have an opportunity to build an overall higher base. And as long as you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how those long-term uptrends are constructed. I'm going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you probably had more of a day trader type perspective going into the chart. First thing I'm going to do is a little house cleaning here, get rid of that line, and update the chart in terms of levels of resistance. And this first update comes about from a foundational rule in charting which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they do tend to act as resistance. So 0.024, one of the newest areas of support. But the nearest term level of resistance as it stands right now is going to be that purple line right there, which is that 50-period simple moving average. Again, same principle. When levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance, and you can actually already see that played out right there. So the price broke below it on this candle, and the next couple of candles tried to break up above it and couldn't quite do it. So while I'm not saying that the price can never, ever break back up above that purple line, I'm just saying that it makes sense why the price did struggle there, and the bulls are really going to need to bring their A game in order to get back up above that level. Now, what about next potential areas of support? As far as that is concerned, I want to scrunch up a charter because this will also help me make a point about the big picture of things. Next key overall level down there at 0.016. I'm not saying the price is headed down there, but let's just say it does so I can really kind of illustrate this point about the big picture. So let's say the price pulls back here, bounces around, and then starts to work its way back upwards. Emphasis on big picture. From the big picture perspective, what would you have? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have this previous set of lows right there. You'd have this set of lows down there. If you picture these as stair steps, then from the big picture, you'd have these big picture stair steps still progressing in the upwards direction. Again, I 100% realize if you're a day trader and you bought up there, then you couldn't care less about these stair steps. But that's why I try to offer up a warning that I would be talking about this all from a more of a grand scope of things perspective. So sure, today the price is pulled back, but stop and think about that word, today. That's 1 day. When you look at multiple days, which is what we're doing here, you can see the bulls do still have an opportunity to build a higher base. So we'll see if the bulls can get that job done or not. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.